Hey guys, the 2020 Oscars are this Sunday, and I'm going to tell you my predictions for each of the 24 categories. These are who I think will win and not necessarily who I want to win. And I will try to go in order of when each award will be presented. So I guess that's my 25th prediction. That being said, let's get into these predictions. The first award is Actor in a Supporting Role. And I think this is going to Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Honestly, I do think he deserves this, as he was my favorite part of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and even though it was a fine film, I thought his performance was stellar. The second category is Makeup and Hairstyling. For this one, I predict Bombshell to win. Honestly, this one has the most buzz around it for the makeup and hairstyling, so I thought, why not? The third category is Costume Design. I was stuck between a couple of choices for this one, but I ultimately went with Jojo Rabbit. Don't be surprised if Little Women or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood take this though. The fourth category is Documentary Feature. For this one, I ended up choosing American Factory. It wouldn't be too shocking if Honeyland won for this one, but the fact that Obama's production company is tied to American Factory, I think that's what's going to get most voters. The fifth and sixth categories are Sound Editing and Sound Mixing. Usually I end up choosing the same movie for both, but this year could really go to two films. So to hedge my bets, in sound editing, I went with 1917. However, in sound mixing, I went with Ford versus Ferrari. They could both go to the same film, or it could be split between these two, and I really hope they are split between these two so I can get it right. The seventh category is production design. For this one, once again, I was stuck between two choices, but I ultimately chose Parasite. The fact that they built nearly everything from scratch and made it look so real is fantastic. However, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could end up taking this one. Next up is International Feature Film, and this may seem like one of the easiest categories as Parasite is obviously my pick, but Pain and Glory is a dark horse in this category. The ninth category is Actress in a Supporting Role. This one was pretty simple, as it will be Laura Dern for Marriage Story getting this. However, I would be happy if Florence Pugh got this, but it's Laura Dern's. The 10th category is Animated Short Film. For this one, I'm going with Hair Love, which is actually on YouTube right now, and I encourage you to see it. The 11th category is Animated Feature Film, and this was by far the toughest category, as it really could go three ways. I, however, chose my bias and I went with I Lost My Body. It is the dark horse in this, and I decided to take a swing. Of course, I wouldn't be shocked if Toy Story 4 or even Klaus won this one though. The 12th category is Visual Effects. There's a lot of love for Avengers Endgame in this one, as well as The Irishman, but I think 1917 is gonna get this one. The 13th category is Film Editing. Once again, it was split for me, but I ended up choosing Parasite. I would look out for Ford versus Ferrari in this though. The 14th category is Documentary Short Subject. Now for this one, I went with Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone If You're a Girl. I've heard great things about this short, and I think it's the only one that people are gonna recognize on their ballot, so I would pick this one. The 15th category is Live Action Short Film. For this one, I went with The Neighbor's Window, as it's the only one I've heard of, and it seems to be the only one that people are picking. So, there you go. The 16th category is Adapted Screenplay, and it was really hard to choose one. I ended up choosing Little Women, and the main reason I think this one will win is because the Academy will try to right a wrong by not nominating Greta Gerwig for Best Director. However, Jojo Rabbit is picking up a lot of steam to win this category. I still would pick Little Women, but I would not be surprised at all if Jojo Rabbit steals this one. The 17th category is Original Screenplay. For this one, I really was stuck between two choices. I did end up going with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Honestly, just because of Tarantino's name, and it's a movie about Hollywood, and sometimes the Academy just can't help themselves because they love themselves. So this one seems to be the winner. I wouldn't be surprised if Parasite came out and won this though. The 18th category is Cinematography. This was by far the easiest one, as it's obviously going to Roger Deakins for 1917. It would be the biggest upset if anything else won, and even though I love The Lighthouse, it just came out the wrong year. The 19th category is Original Score. For this one, I ended up choosing Joker, which actually had a really nice score. The 20th category is Original Song. For this one, I ended up choosing I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I'm usually more invested in this category, but this year I didn't really love any of these songs, so I ended up choosing the one with Elton John. That's about it. The 21st category, and my personal favorite, is Directing. I could see this category going two ways. The first is what I chose, which is Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. The second one is Sam Mendes for 1917. And the reason I chose Bong Joon-ho is a reason that I will reveal in Best Picture. The 22nd category is Actor in a Leading Role. This one I ended up choosing the safe bet, which is Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Of course, everyone will love this pick, but I can really see a chance of Adam Driver winning. It's a very slim chance, but there is one, and I would not be surprised. The 23rd category is Actress in a Leading Role. For this one, I just ended up choosing Renee Zellweger from Judy. She's won every other award. It seems to be in her favor. I personally would have Saoirse Ronan, but I think it's going to be Renee Zellweger's. And finally, Best Picture. This was such a fun race to watch, but I'm ultimately going with 1917. I really think it's going to be a repeat of last year, where Best Director goes to the director of the best international film rather than going to Best Picture. Once again, there are others that could steal this category, for example, Parasite being the biggest competitor. And as for the dark horses, look out for Jojo Rabbit and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The way they vote for Best Picture is so weird that it could allow any of these four films to win. However, I'm putting my money on 1917. Once again, here are my Oscar predictions. Thank you for watching my Oscar picks. Please leave your picks down in the comments below. As always, please like, subscribe, share, and click right here for more Yeti Films content. Also, be sure to check out the Oscars this Sunday to see how I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll write you later.